Okay, so are an intent and spot bills the same thing? Not really. I mean, technically, they are both placeholder bills, but they are distinctly different. But anytime there's a lack of substantive language in a bill, most people call them spot bills. But there is a difference between spot and intent bills, although they both act as placeholders until substantive amendments are added at a later date. So spot bills make technical changes to an existing statute, and they're deemed to be non-substantive changes in the law. And the Office of Legislative Counsel that drafts them traditionally includes language along the lines of this bill would make a technical non-substantive change to the law. However, more recently, they've gotten away from using the word technical and merely saying that this bill would make a non-substantive change to the law. Intent bills, on the other hand, provide a statement of intent by the legislature. So the Office of Legislative Counsel will include in the digest a statement that reads, this bill would state the intent of the legislature to, and then fill in the blank. The intent statements usually are general in nature, but they can be quite narrow at other times. So some intent bills allow broad leeway to the bill's author about what might later be amended into that bill. For example, a reader might see a bill that provides it's the intent of the legislature to enact a bill relating to transportation, quite broad. There might be a very narrow statement, on the other hand, which will clearly provide what the bill will ultimately do once the substantive amendments are added into the bill. For example, you might see something as narrow as it is the intent of the legislature to conform state tax law to federal tax law modifications made to the research and development tax credit enacted by the 2019 Federal Tax Act. So it could be narrow or it could be general. How are these types of bills handled once they're introduced either in the state assembly or the state senate? Well, spot and intent bills are not referred to a policy committee in either house. See, for example, Assembly Rule 51.5. Now note that the Assembly Budget Committee intent bills, as well as the Senate Budget and Fiscal Review Committee intent bills, do get referred to the respective budget committees and usually are passed out in the to the other house in that intent form. So there actually is a distinction between spot and intent bills, even though they are treated alike as placeholders once they're introduced in the California State Senate or State Assembly.